The rain had just started when 6-year-old Emily stood outside street Alden's hospital, shivering in her thin pink jacket. Her tiny hands clutched a worn-out stuffed rabbit, Mr. Whiskers, the only thing that made her feel safe. Her lower lip trembled as tears rolled silently down her cheeks. Her mother, Maria, stood a few feet away, arguing helplessly with two large men in black security jackets who blocked the glass doors of the hospital. "I need to get inside," Maria pleaded, her voice cracking from exhaustion. "My father is dying. They called me from the ICU. Please, please let me in." The taller guard tightened his jaw and shook his head. "No authorization, no entry. The hospital is under restricted access. That's the rule." "But they called me," Maria cried, taking a desperate step forward. "I'm his daughter. I'm supposed to be with him." The second guard, a stocky man with a grim expression, held up a hand to stop her. "You can't pass without clearance. Go home and wait for the call." Emily watched the scene unfold, her small heart pounding. She didn't understand why the men were yelling at her mommy, but she understood one thing. Mommy was hurting. She hugged Mr. Whiskers closer. Maria turned around, trying to hide her tears from her daughter, but children always see what parents try to hide. Emily tugged at her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, did we do something bad? Is that why they won't let us in?" Maria knelt down and pulled Emily into her arms. "No, sweetheart, you didn't do anything wrong. These men are just following rules." Emily looked past her mother at the guards, two intimidating figures in black coats under the dull glow of hospital floodlights. She didn't know what rules were, but she knew what mean felt like. And they felt mean. The stranger on the bench. Across the street, under the awning of a small coffee shop, sat an older man with a faded backpack. He had been watching the argument with growing concern. His name was Gary, a retired firefighter who often spent evenings near the hospital after his wife passed away there 5 years ago. He had seen pain. He had seen injustice. But seeing a little girl cry, that hurt differently. Gary walked over to Emily slowly, making sure not to frighten her. "Hey, sweetheart, are you all right?" Emily sniffed and wiped her eyes with her sleeve. "Those men, they won't let my mommy see Grandpa. He's sick. He needs her." The retired firefighter's jaw tightened. He turned to the guards. "Come on, fellas. The kid's grandfather is dying. Let the woman in." The tall guard's face hardened. "Sir, step away. This is official hospital policy." "Policy?" Gary scoffed. "Where's your humanity?" "Sir," the guard repeated, "step back." Gary sighed, defeated. He gave Emily a sad smile before walking away. Maria hugged her daughter again, whispering, "We'll figure something out, I promise." But deep down, she didn't know how. The thunder in the distance. Emily looked up, blinking away her tears when she heard a strange rumble. "Mommy, what's that sound?" Maria frowned. It started soft, low, powerful, and growing louder. Like a storm rolling across the pavement. The guards turned their heads. The ground faintly vibrated, and then Emily saw them. Motorcycles. Lots of them. Coming around the corner like a wall of thunder. Huge chrome beasts shining under the streetlights. At least a dozen bikes lined up in a sharp, perfect formation. Their engines roared deeper and louder until they pulled up across from the hospital. The emblem stitched onto their leather jackets was unmistakable. Hell's Angels Motorcycle Club. Maria's heart skipped. She grabbed Emily protectively. The bikers cut their engines one by one, silence falling over the street like a held breath. Men with long beards, tattoos, heavy boots, and intimidating expressions stepped off their motorcycles. They looked dangerous. They looked wild. They looked like the last people she should ever approach. But to Emily, they looked strong. And right now, she needed strong. The moment everything changed, one of the bikers, broad shoulders, thick beard, eyes sharp as steel, noticed Emily crying. His expression softened instantly. He nudged the man beside him. "Kid's in trouble." Another biker squinted toward the hospital doors. "Guards giving him a hard time." "Looks like it." The tallest of them, clearly the leader, stepped forward. His jacket had the patch. "Hell's Angels, Chapter President." He walked slowly toward Maria and Emily, his boots heavy against the wet pavement. Maria instinctively pulled Emily close. Please, we don't want any trouble. The biker raised one hand gently. Relax, not here for trouble. What's going on? Before Maria could speak, Emily stepped forward, small, brave, and heartbroken. They won't let Mommy see Grandpa, she cried. They're being mean. Grandpa is dying and Mommy can't say goodbye. Her voice cracked hard enough to stop every biker in their tracks. The leader looked at the guards. Then back at the girl. Then at the guards again. Slowly. Dangerously, his jaw clenched. Another biker whispered, "Boss, they're keeping a mom out of the hospital." Over what? The president didn't answer. He didn't need to. He walked straight toward the hospital doors. The guards stiffened immediately. Sir, you can't. The biker stopped right in front of them. Let the mother inside. The tall guard tried to stand firm. Sir, this is restricted access. I can't allow. The biker leaned in, eyes cold as ice. I wasn't asking. The guards suddenly looked less confident. Behind them, a dozen more Hell's Angels stood with crossed arms, watching silently, waiting. One of them cracked his knuckles. Another tilted his head. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. The two guards exchanged nervous looks. Finally, the shorter one swallowed hard. We'll radio for permission. You do that, the biker growled. And in the meantime, he pointed to the automatic doors. Open them. The guards hesitated, but they opened the doors. Maria gasped. Emily grabbed her hand, overjoyed. The biker knelt down and met Emily's eyes. No one keeps your mommy from her family. Not while we're here. Emily threw her arms around him without fear. It was the first time she felt safe all night. And the bikers weren't done yet.